you ever been told that you should follow a ketogenic diet? Although ketogenic diets definitely have their purpose, they're certainly not for everybody, especially elite athletes. My name is Sam Schilling and I'm a graduate student at the University of Central Arkansas and former college hockey player. I'm here today to tell you why if you're an elite athlete, you should not be following a ketogenic diet, especially in season. First, what is a ketogenic diet? Well, a ketogenic diet is when your body switches to burning fat for fuel instead of carbohydrate. And just to give you some numbers, the dietary guidelines for Americans recommend that you consume about 45 to 65% of your calories from carbohydrate, about 10 to 25% from protein, and 25 to 35% from fat. However, when you're on a ketogenic diet, you're only consuming about 5 to 10% of your calories from carbohydrate, about 30% of your calories from protein, and 55 to 60% of your calories from fat. So let's see why a ketogenic diet might not be the greatest for athletes. First, carbohydrates are your most efficient and primary source of fuel. When you eat carbohydrates, and just some examples are bread, rice, pasta, potatoes, oatmeal, your body breaks down these long carbohydrates into tiny little molecules called glucose. And glucose is the fuel that your body needs to perform its best, especially if you're in competition or training for competition. By restricting carbohydrate, you're not going to have that fuel in your body. And what's going to happen, you might ask? Well, your body is going to switch to use fat for fuel. So it will not be using the carbohydrate because you aren't consuming an adequate amount. It'll be using fat. And so when your body breaks down fat and uses it for fuel, it makes these things called ketone bodies. So the production of ketone bodies, and when using these ketone bodies for energy, is called the ketogenic diet. So, to summarize, the ketogenic diet is when you consume a very low quantity of carbohydrate, you increase your consumption of fat, and you use this fat for fuel. Now, let's discuss sometimes when maybe a ketogenic diet or a lower carb diet might be beneficial for athletes. So in the off season, if you're trying to maybe change your body composition, you want to lose body fat, and you're not worried about performing every single night, a lower carb diet might be okay. Maybe you are not training as hard, you're taking some time to relax or recover from your season, and you're not trying to perform at your absolute best. If you want to go a lower carb diet, that's great. Or maybe you're a recreation athlete or a weekend warrior and you're just looking to drop a few pounds. In that situation, a lower carbohydrate diet might be okay. But remember, for elite and high-level athletes, by restricting your intake of carbohydrate, you are restricting your body's ability to perform as efficiently as it possibly can. Next, let's talk about what life on a ketogenic diet looks like, because I think that's incredibly important to mention. When following a ketogenic diet, you are restricting severely a food group. So you're really restricting your ability to eat high quantities of rice, potatoes, pasta, oats, and also fruit, because fruit is a big source of dietary carbohydrate. So you're restricting lots of foods, which in terms of your lifestyle, you're going to be making lots of sacrifices to follow a ketogenic diet, when, especially if you're a high-level athlete, you should not be making those sacrifices. Well, that's all for now. I hope you guys learned something important, and remember, do not go toward the ketogenic diet if you are an elite athlete training for performance or if you are in season. If you are a weekend warrior or just trying to drop a few pounds, then maybe a lower carbohydrate diet is for you. But always remember, talk to your physician and always consult either a dietitian or your primary care physician when making any dietary changes. Thank you.